It's a EDH Senpai again with cEDH to tEDH. Today we're going to talk about information, giving and taking. So table talk is like a fabulous way to procure information without people knowing that you're trying to get information. I'm not talking about, I'm going to show you this card. Please don't do what you're doing. I'm talking about just discussing things, picking up on cues, social cues. Kind of like in poker, where you're reading people's tells. When you just start talking to people, you'll start to figure out what they kind of have in their hand and what they're trying to posture. They play around, like, people always say, like, oh, well, is that your third spell? What was the storm count? Like, those are pretty obvious tells. People are trying to figure out, they're trying to bluff you if they have a Mind Break Trap or if they have a Fluster Storm. They're trying to see how many spells you cast, that kind of stuff. Could be obvious bluffs. But there's other ways, like people setting up certain cards, people talking to you and discussing, like where you're trying to go, what are you going to go search for. How they say things is more important than what they say. I personally have been pushing for games to have less information given, but more information derived. I want to know what's in your hand without you telling me what's in your hand, because if I know what you have before you show me, then I can plan accordingly, and I don't have to worry about you thinking I don't have it. So, passing priority when I'm like second seat. When I'm second seat and I know that there's a Thrasios in the first seat or whatever, and they've revealed information off of Thrasios draws, which are just giving out free information. You usually like, oh, I know what you have. I can deal with this, so we can keep your option better open. Makes them feel comfortable, more relaxed. They give you a little space. You know what they have. They'll probably even show you some cards. Makes people feel better about it. And like, yeah, if somebody goes to cast an Ad Naus and you have a Dispel, which you only hit instance, I would venture to say that you hitting this and keeping a Fierce Guardianship, if you're not trying to jam next turn, is probably the best bet. All this out the window if you're trying to jam. You want to be like, yo, I think you got to deal with this, because I know you got this information. I got this information. I know you have this counterspell. But if you're not trying to jam, I think utilizing the table to work together may put you in a really good seat. People really respect that too. They can take advantage of it, but cEDH can be a moral game. You can choose your path and you walk your line. If player 2 and 3 are proactively stopping every player at the table, working together, you just have to find that one rotation where they're limited on resources, rely on you, and then you push for your win. It's not scummy, it's just perfect timing. You basically help lock people out of games, Resource denial, card denial, trying to limit the amount of cards they're drawing means that there's less information you don't know. It just makes information really, really valuable in cEDH. A lot of very good cEDH players can derive information very quickly, or they're very adequately adapt to trying to give information without losing as much information as possible. The whole goal is to gain as much information as possible without losing any information. So, like, showing somebody a card doesn't really mean much in the scape of, like, oh, if one card out of 15 doesn't mean anything. Like, they're basically just gaslighting you to think that this is what they have, and they have tons more. If it comes down to a point like that where you're in that situation, you require full hand information and possible even more stipulations onto that if the game's going to end. But this has been information. It's really important. Practice with your friends. It is very difficult to practice politicking and information gathering with your friends without feeling like a douche. But either way, we just finished out our tournament. We were like 22nd. We went to the last round. We Calling Ritual turn 3 and wiped the board, but couldn't finish out, even though most players were annihilated. In this, they just ended up getting value in 2 turns after I got stopped on my win attempt the following turn. We're working on the deck. We're still going to stick on Tevistras for a while. But I will be bringing Scion out to the new Convoke event, Serial Bowl, next month. And I have another small event coming up this weekend, which I'll probably still just run Tevistras. But I will see everyone around for the next episode. Thank you for coming, checking us out. If you have any questions, you want me to hit on any subjects, just please put them in the comments. I appreciate the feedback always. Follow us Instagram, TikTok, EDH Senpai. Thank you very much.